Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well with their sunflower and having a wonderful day. Um, Here we are. I finished the first two rows and I'm on the last petal. So I wanted to show you guys, like, how tight this is getting. Okay. So, what I'm thinking, I'm going to do, this pointed petal. I'm calling it a pointed petal because I'm fusing it, but it's actually a regular petal and I'm putting a vein in it. So I think it's a daisy petal. I'm not sure. I gotta research it. I don't know the names of these petals. I just make them. So, but Julie's Wreaths Boutique, she does have a video on them, and it says, what they are, and I believe her. So that's that. Um, my puppy's doing so well. He's such a good boy. He sits, he lies down, and he comes and he goes outside, and we are so pleased and so blessed with this little guy. Oh my gosh, I'm just in awe. So anyway, let's just get to this because I don't want to drag this out. So I'm not going to use this fabric mesh because we started this with a deco mesh because I thought that this is the the place to start. If you want to do it with deco mesh, that's up to you. It's the same petal. But the deco mesh is a really good place to start because you really see through it and stuff, and you're gonna feel, it's a good way to feel, this petal. So you can either do whichever you like. You can do the fabric or this deco mesh. But right now, if you see my back, okay, I'm going to show you that everything is going quite, very good. So I've got 5 petals in each section, and then 5 more on the second. So we have bar 2 and 3. 2 and 3 has 5 petals, and bar 3 and 4 has 5 petals, and I've attached to the mesh. Some places, I didn't have, enough mesh. It went through anyway. I put it on the bar. But look what, my mesh is so solid right now from, tying off onto this. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to get a little closer. These little guys here, that's just holding on to my mesh. So don't pay attention to that, but just notice that everything is in between everything else, okay? So I always know that I'm in the right place, but when I see that, I'm in between these two, okay? So that's your back. I would say go, keep looking at the back so that you're in the right place. So I have, right here, I have 1 petal left, okay, to put in here. So is that it? No, it's right here. There you go. You can see that there's a space there. So I need to put a petal right here, okay? So here's my petal. I put my zip tie in the back and I'm ready to put it in. So this is the last petal, and this is why I wanted to show it to you. It's a little tight when you get here, okay? So I'm gonna bring my camera down, folks. So, all right, let's do that. Okay, so like this is really, really tight in here. So you just kind of toss your petal across, on each side, and then put your zip tie in there. Come get it in the back. My little head's got to go in the back here of my petal. I don't like that. Okay, good enough. Okay, so now, I'm just going to put it through the mesh here and then make sure that I'm even. All right, so that's in there, and you see I'm struggling. So I would say this is a good time to really use a longer zip tie, but I am so darn stubborn, I got to use my little 4-inch one, and I use my tools as long as I get it in there. I don't like wasting, that's just me. I don't know what it is. So there you go. I just pull that in, and then I toss this petal aside so that, we're okay. So then I make sure that I'm nice and tight there. I don't need to go all the way to the head on this. I'm just going to trip it off right at the edge here. So then, if you look at your petals, okay, I do this with them. I go and touch every single one to make sure that they're touching each other in the right place, okay? So here we go. And then, you know, sometimes I'll see, you know, that little pinch that we do. Well, I just go in and I just kind of grab the petal a little bit and I make sure that we're gonna see that little pinch. I really wanna see that. This is what makes my flower look real, okay? It's like a little vein. So, and just kind of, you just be careful with your petals because you don't want to pull that out of the zip tie, okay? Once it pulls out of the zip tie, that's it. You're gonna have to make another one. Or it'd be really difficult to put it back together. So I just kind of just do this and, you know, see this one here is all twisted. So I'm just pulling it this way, making sure everybody's, you know, touching in the right place. Yeah, it would look pretty good. All right. And the bottom too, like you could do the bottom after, you know, because you are working with it, things are gonna move around, okay? So we're looking pretty good here. So now, what I've chosen for the leaves, okay, that's another session. So I think I'm gonna try fusing this deco mesh because I am using deco mesh. So this is what I used to use, you know, and I made that like tulip kind of leaf. So I'm gonna try and fuse this and see if I can vein it out. If not, then I'm gonna use a different fabric. I'm gonna go to poly burlap and I'm gonna use that, and I'm guaranteed on a fuse on this. And I think that kind of looks nice with this. This is really nice color. Remember I said, you know, I make all my sunflowers different, so this has to be different. All right, so that's another video, folks. I wanna go through this whole thing with you guys from starting to finish, including, you know, our backs. So that's so important. All right. So now what we're going to do is, what we want to do is we want to go in the mesh. Okay. I'm going to go in between these two petals. Okay. And I'm going to take it, maybe, I'd say half an inch in front. Okay. I use 3 holes, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I put my zip tie in the 3rd hole. So I always have a hole in the middle. Okay. So here we go. I'll show you that. Okay. So if you see, I've got a hole in between these two. So there's my zip tie and I have a hole in between there. And I'm about, well, you know, a little finger in front. Okay. So now I'm going to put a petal. So remember my finger? I want my finger across so I don't get caught up, and there we go. So again, you know, we have our edges on the top. Just have this a little bit. I don't need these anymore. I was burning a little while ago. Those are great little weights from Party Light. So they're very heavy. I think they're great. I want to drink my coffee today. It always goes cold. So anyway, edges on the top, and then we fold down to a, you know, triangle. Same petal as per usual. Okay, got my points, and then I fold over again, another triangle. And then I try and hold everything together. Put my finger there, and then I turn it around. And I pull on it. And when I pull on it, this, see that popping up? It pops up by itself. That's where I pinch, right there, okay? And then I bring that in, and I bring the other side in. And then what I do is I take that little pinch and I just adjust it so that I make sure that's in the middle there. And then we have a nice little back in there. Now, we're gonna zip tie. No, we are not. Here's the point where I don't zip tie. So now I've got my middle, okay, is right there. And I need to cut this off. My thumb, one thumb, okay, I'm gonna take that off and throw that out. And now I'm gonna put that inside directly into there. I'm not gonna do 2 zip ties here. So I just adjust it so I make sure that, you know, that little middle there is gonna be in the right spot. So I'll just tie up my zip tie. Okay. And make sure everything's nice and before I tie off. want my middle part here, right? I want that middle in here. I want to see that. This is my last row, folks. And this is, you know, where I want my petals to be the most beautiful, okay? So tie that off. Try and tie it not too tight. I bring my head over to the side. Tight enough to stay though, please. You know, just make sure that it's gonna stay there. And I just leave it there, and then we move on to the next one. But always put your zip tie in. Get ready for your next one. So I'm gonna go in the next one. You see right here, there's one there, but I want to maybe put these apart. I'm gonna put one, I'm gonna use 2 holes, and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then that's where I'm gonna put it. So I have 2 holes in between the petals. Okay. So I've moved my head here so you can see. So I have 2 holes in between here and into my next petal. Okay. You're not going to get 25 petals in this middle. Okay. Now we're shrinking. So you're going to get less petals here. I've only cut 10. And I think on my fabric mesh, there was only 9 in the middle. So again, from the top, and then we fold, make a nice triangle. Notice how I keep my hand on it, you know, and I just make sure that this is, and if I find that, you know, this is not in there, I just kind of just tuck it in there like that, okay? And then I grab my hands and I stretch it, and I make sure that this little middle comes in. Now I got all my meshes together, so I'm not gonna lose anything. It's all good. So here we go. Hold that. I'm gonna take this off. I'm so sorry about the noise. I got my glass here. I just burnt. You know, I should be removing my glass, but you know, if I need an extra paddle, it's there. So I always leave it on. Like, you know, I can see my craft mat underneath it. You know, it's all good, but I should be prepared for my videos. I'm sorry if I'm noisy. I'm a noisy person. Sorry about that. So there we go. I make sure I'm nice and, you know, I don't want anything to get, you know, near that. So in this here, all I want to do is I want these petals to touch. I don't want any of this, you know, shrapnel in the back to be seen. So, you know, this little fuzzy stuff. And if you find that it's, you know, really sticking out like here, you can just like trim that off a little bit. You're just trimming off a little bit. Stick that in the garbage and we're good, right? So it's not rocket science. It's pretty easy. So again, I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to take 2 holes away. Okay, 1, 2, and then that's where I'm going to go in. So I'm using 3. So 1 hole in between, and I'm going to put this in here. Okay, so there's my zip tie. Okay, there's my zip tie, and I'm getting ready for my next bow. Always put your zip tie in first because we're not tying off on these, okay? So we want to be ready for it. This deco mesh is very catchy, and you got to be careful with it. But this is what I like about making a folded petal. It doesn't, you get rid of all your frays. It's super great. I love this. Probably why I sold so many. People go, oh, look at that. That's not going to fray. I like that. So Tudee's business is going very well. Like things, my daughter, every day I wake up and my daughter's put something else on. Oh, look, see, I was about to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to go directly on the mesh here. I knew I was going to do that. I start, you know, rambling and then I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so then, you know, I make sure that my little pinch there is not going to get disturbed in any way. And away we go. We tie that zip tie in there. And that's it. I'm going to go the full round today. I want you guys to see, you know, what this looks like and where you're going to go from here. So again, I just pushed my heads all down so they're not going to get caught up. And you see, look how nice this is looking. So it's really, you know, filling it up. So even if it's, you know, a lighter mesh, it still covers it up. It's wonderful. I do have a couple things to talk about. Let's see. I was talking with a lady from Rhapsody in Ribbons. What a lovely lady. Apparently she's been sick. I don't know why she's been sick, but she's been ill and she's not been doing videos. And, you know, I want to wish her well. I hope she does well. I mean, you know, there's nothing worse than being sick, folks. However, we did talk about the COVID shots, okay? You know, there's Pfizer, there's Moderna, and there's AstraZeneca. Well, she hasn't had any shots yet, and she was wondering about it, you know, how, you know, it was and how people are reacting. She's kind of afraid. You know what? She has everything to be afraid of, because I'll tell you what. She has an autoimmune disease like I do, and autoimmune being like arthritic and or, you know, autoimmune means a lot of things, but if you do have an autoimmune disease, apparently, what I was told, that you shouldn't take the AstraZeneca. Who knew about that? Nobody says anything about that, but I'm telling everybody, if you have an arthritic kind of disease, don't take AstraZeneca. I was sick for 5 weeks with my joints, my muscles. It was awful, folks. I couldn't touch my wreaths if I tried. The mesh would hurt me even looking at it. It was awful. My husband, like, I'm, you know, pretty sicky person, but he was going, oh my gosh, dude, like, this is crazy how, you know, he couldn't believe it. I was walking around like an 80-year-old woman. It was crazy. So, folks, my suggestion to you, if you're going to get the vaccine, try and get the Moderna or the Pfizer. If you have an autoimmune disease, stay away, far away from AstraZeneca. It hurts. It hurts real bad. Okay? Now, my husband got the AstraZeneca, and he didn't react as much as I did. But when he got the Pfizer, okay, he did get a little bit sore and stuff. But that's a good thing, folks. You know, if you are getting sore, you know, you get a little bit of a fever or anything like that. I spoke with my doctor, and he said, well, you know, it is a reaction that I received, but it means that my body started fighting COVID. So, you know, that was a good thing. It really, you know, yeah, maybe I suffered a little bit, but my body is immune to this stuff now. So, you know, it's an RNA. They call it an RNA. I don't know what that means, but it changes something in your system. So, I would, like I said, stay with the Pfizer or the Moderna. From what I hear, everybody's like going, you know what, I didn't get sick, or I wasn't anywhere near like that. So that's that, folks. But do get vaccinated, because I'll tell you what, I love to travel, and I plan on traveling a lot. So that is the reason that I got my COVID shots, because I want to be able to go down to the States. I want to be able to go to Jamaica and you know, have my vacation, and then not have to, you know, be quarantined when I come back. So at least, you know, with these 2 vaccines, I don't have to quarantine anymore. So save money? Absolutely. Here in Canada, they want to put us in a hotel, and it's like, you know, you end up paying almost like $2,000 or $3,000 in hotel fees because you're there for 2 weeks. You know, it's crazy. So I don't understand why you can't just go home and quarantine yourself, but You know, that's what the government did, and, you know, we kind of have to follow what they do, you know, what they say, and we have no choice. We're like cattle. I feel like cattle these last 15, 16 months. I swear to God, we're all walking around like cattle, you know, waiting for our branding. Seriously. Yeah. I think a lot of you will agree with me on that one. So I am getting more comments. This is really good. I'm really happy about that. I hit my first 100 subscribers this week. Wow, what a feeling that is. I'm feeling the love, folks. Like, thank you so much. Like, you don't know what you've done to, you know, you guys have boosted my ego something huge. And I'm all about sharing knowledge, you know. You know, if I know something and I can help somebody, that's what I do. You know, you're going to get everything I got. If I know it, that's, you know, I'm going to tell you everything I know about it. So right now, everything I know about AstraZeneca, ooh, it hurts. Okay, folks, it hurts. So, autoimmune disease, don't get that. Okay, everybody following me? I hope so. So I think, you know, if you've done these first 2 rounds, you know exactly what I'm doing here, right? So you see how I, you know, always bring back that little middle, and then, you know, I try and manipulate it a little bit. It's a little harder when you don't put a zip tie on it. Maybe I should use rubber bands, like I think it was Catherine that said that. But I really don't need it. I mean, like I said, when I'm doing 3 sunflowers, oh my God, I gotta go zip, zip, zip real fast and you know, get it done. So this is all good, folks. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. Everybody's loving my stuff, and you know, you guys are great. Your comments are great. I love it. I just love it. I'm waiting on my order from, I got another order from Wreaths-Sylvi. I love those guys. My God, you know, they've got a lot of choices, and they're getting my stuff here within, you know, well, I have to check and see when I place that order, but I got confirmation that it's here at the border, and I have to pay customs on it. So I hooked up with UPS. I've made an account with them. So I got good shipping rates, folks. So, you know, that's good. Now I can now ship anywhere I want. I did do an international, so, you know, hopefully, you know, I can appease all those people that want my sunflower in the States or anywhere else. You know, so my store's just about there. I'm just so excited about all this. I love to be busy. I need to be busy. I've been working since I was 14 years old, so I need to be busy. I was sick for a long time, and I swear, I just couldn't take it anymore. I just needed to find something. You know, you can only crochet so many blankets, right? And then you get a little bored of that, and then, you know, you gotta find something else. You know, my leather work, man, I would have loved to continue it, but it's a hard job. Leather is hard. If you've got the muscle power for it, yeah. Like creating I've got an 18th century saddle sitting downstairs that's waiting for refurbishing. So, you know, it's only 2 pieces, and there's one piece that goes over the saddle, over the tree, and then there's another piece that goes over top of that. It's got it's got like a horn where it's a lady saddle, so her leg would go in there, because a woman in those days never put her leg around the horse. She always sat on the side, or one foot into that stirrup, and then 1 foot in that little holder in that on the saddle. It's kind of like a horn. It's really neat. I wanted to really finish that. I might, you know, it's the carving that I like. So maybe I'll just carve it out and I'll get somebody else to put it together, because that's the hard part, is putting it together. Okay, so look how many petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I cut 10. And I'm hoping, are you okay, buddy? Yeah, I know, I'm being loud. I'm sorry. I cut 10, so I should be okay. 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe. We'll see. I might have to cut another one. Okay, so I'm trying to stay within the same area as where I'm at here. So 1, 2, 1 in the middle, 2 in the sides. Okay, we're good. You okay, baby? Yeah, he's okay. All right, so you look, this is the end of my roll. You can tell, right? Look at this. But I make it work. So if you just hang on to it. There we go. I'm at 26 minutes already, folks. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this round here so you guys can go ahead. And then my next video, we're gonna do the middle. I'll have most of my petals for the leaves will all be fused, and then we'll cover that. We'll cover the fusion. And another thing I wanted to mention was, you know, you should, somebody had posted in one of the craft groups, you know, and they showed their picture and they said, you know, I just leave this like this. And it was all the, you know, she had a lot of mesh, so the back was like, you know, just filled with mesh, right? So, you know, she just said, well, I just leave this like this, and I don't put it back on it. Well, now you're seeing all her chenille stems, and, you know, it looks kind of messy back there, so I suggested to her that she, you know, do put it back on it, because it just looks more professional. You know, like I said the other day, if you can have the ugliest wreath in the world, but if you put it back on it and you make it look good, I'll tell you what, it looks professional. You'll sell it. Somebody will like it. You know, you have to finish it. It's, you know, one of those things that you need to finish. It's, yeah, you know, unfinished work is not, it bothers my OCD, guys. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna put that one here. So if you see, you notice that, you know, I'm kind of staying, you know, a small little circle in the middle, right? Right? So I'm almost there. I only need like 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 petals. I'm gonna have to cut one. That's okay. I'm gonna turn this on so that we're all ready. So this is my last one here on this roll that I've got cut. Look at this. That's because, you know, it's the end of the roll. So it doesn't, look at that. And I got a fray on it already. That's what I like about this folded petal. Fray all you want, girl. I'm gonna get rid of you. All right. So I'm just gonna tuck that in. Make sure I got all that. There we go. So then pull on it, and away I go. Okay. My stuff is noisy. We've had some heat, boy. Whoa. It's been warm for quite a few days here. I live in the capital. We're near the capital. I would call it the Ottawa Valley. It's so pretty here. It's unbelievable. Like, I'm, you know, near the Rideau Canal, and there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's just a great little place. Love it, love it, love it. I lived in Toronto for quite some time. The city is just not my place to be. Okay, so I need 2 petals. So I'm gonna cut 2 petals. Good boy, George. My little George is being so good. He sleeps almost the night. He's almost there, but we've only had him a week, so I can't expect much more than that from him. You know, he's so good. My gosh, wow. How lucky did I get? So that's a good boy, George. You just go to your crate. He's going in his crate by himself. It's so good. I need 2 petals, folks. So we're just gonna put that one there, and then I'm cut this one. So, oh, that's kind of stupid. I'm gonna put that right in my view. Right in your view. You guys want to see me? Well, you can't see me now. Hey, I appreciate. Who was it that told me to turn my camera around? Boy, that makes a difference, right? You guys can really see me. Oh, you can see my hands, and I think that's the most important. My face, well, you know, you can see that at the end. Beginning and end, I thought, well, they don't need to see my face, you know, the whole video. So, okay, am I ready? Yeah, I got my zip tie in there. So again, I'm gonna do, you know, again, you know, where I'm gonna repeat this and repeat this, because this is so important. That edge, right? Remember my lily? My lily ended up, you know, I had to move all those petals. So edge on the side, take your corner, bring it down to the other corner. What a beautiful piece here, because it's a new roll. And then, you know, just kind of bring it over to there. Stick your hand up there, and look, she just goes in, right? I just come back in, though, to make sure that there's no catches in there. And then I bring it over, and I just use my hand to, you know, keep that in there. Okay, so I'm a little off here, but I'm just going to stick that in and just push it in. And once I pull it, it'll be fine. There we go. See, I've got all my mesh in there. I grab it in the middle and then just scrunch it over, and there we go. Now, I take the edge here and I just bring it up a little bit so that I'm covering that little middle part a little bit so that it's secure. I know that nothing's, you know, there it is there, that middle part right there, okay? So I just kind of hang on to it, and I take that last piece there and I just kind of cover it. Just so that, you know, all that's gonna stay together. So now we're gonna take this, take my little end, my little fishtail off. Now I know why they call it a fish petal, because there's a fishtail on it, I guess, right? we're gonna stick with that. All right. So this is good. I've got one more petal to go. Oh, but my metal just kind of messed up a little bit. You just go in and you pinch it again. Arrange your petals so that everything's nice. You don't want to cram your petals in this last row. We want to see every one. We want to see every crease that we created, okay? And we don't see any of this other shrapnel in the back, so that's okay. And then we're gonna do the last one, okay? So folks, my little dog needs to go outside. We're gonna stop this video right here. And my next video, and I'll be doing it probably today, and we'll finish this off with our leaves, okay? We're gonna fuse the leaves, and hold on, George. Okay, so we'll fuse the leaves, and you know, we're already at 35 minutes. So everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless.